Now on Coast TV News.
Working for a beach weekend, what is expected to reopen and what is not fully back to normal at a popular Delmarva beach in the wake of Hurricane Erin as we hit Labor Day weekend. State Police patrol Eastern Shore. We look at Maryland's efforts on the big highways that lead to our coast.
This is Coast TV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Matt Pensick and welcome to Coast TV News Midday. We're going to get a live look now at the Bay Bridge in Maryland. You can see normal flow of traffic here in the late morning. According to the Maryland Transportation Authority, there's expected to be upwards of 300,000 cars crossing this big roadway over the weekend. Let's go to northern Delaware now. We got moments ago. This is near I-95 and Route 1 intersection. This is a big area for our friends in Wilmington who are visiting the beaches this weekend, and you can see traffic's flowing really nice there. We do expect traffic to pick up as the day moves along. A portion of the beach at Assateague Island National Seashore is set to reopen in time for the long holiday weekend. Park officials say the Chincoteague Beach and parking area are scheduled to reopen this afternoon at 3. Parking lot will be at about 2/3 capacity. Crews are working to get that area back in order after Hurricane Erin. Tom's Cove Visitor Center, that is scheduled to open at 9 tomorrow morning. With Labor Day weekend here, Maryland State Police say they are stepping up patrols to keep drivers safe. According to State Police, troopers from all 23 barracks across Maryland are on high visibility patrols starting today through Sunday, August 31st. Troopers say a specialized group trained to spot impaired drivers are taking to the roads this weekend. On the Eastern Shore, troopers will focus enforcement along routes 13, 301, 50, 404, and Route 413. All right, let's go to the nation's summer capital, Rehoboth Beach. We got a live look there. Beautiful late Friday morning. Boardwalk, not too busy. Beaches are starting to get populated with those umbrellas, Bob, as we begin the weekend that signifies the unofficial end of summer. Our First Alert meteorologist, Bob Trahey, joins us now with First Alert weather. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Matt. You took the words right out of my mouth. We're talking about folks flocking to the beaches as summer, it's a last hurrah this weekend pretty much. As we're looking at beautiful conditions, lots of sunshine, temperatures in the mid-70s, even at the coast right now, 76 in Rehoboth and Bethany Beach, 74 in Ocean City. As we have a northwesterly breeze, this wind will turn more northerly as we have a cold front sweep through later today, this afternoon. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies, just gorgeous out there. If you're traveling anywhere from the Carolinas into the Northeast, looking good. I am tracking this cold front through Pennsylvania and just some clouds with it, nothing in the way of rain, and behind it, another big push of pretty chilly air as we head into the holiday weekend. But noon on Futurecast has us in the 70s to near 80 degrees, even 70s at the coast. It does get breezier this afternoon, around 80 in Millsboro and Delmar, with 70s and 80s at the beaches. And then later this afternoon, we'll see that cold front come through. It gets breezy. A beautiful evening on the way, but make sure you have your jacket handy. It will start to cool off as it is near 80 this afternoon, but then cooler again into the Labor Day holiday weekend. Much more on that holiday forecast coming up a little bit later in the newscast.
Thank you, Bob. We did get some additional details this morning as the investigation into that deadly mass shooting at a Minneapolis Catholic school and church entered day 2. NBC's Jay Gray shows us how people are stepping up to support the community.
For many here, there's a strength that comes with being together right now. Overnight, mourners leaning on each other and their faith.
Encourage those in despair.
Minneapolis wrought with overwhelming pain in the wake of the deadly mass shooting at Annunciation Catholic Church.
This is an unthinkable, completely senseless act.
Police and federal agents continuing their investigation, gathering evidence that now includes additional weapons, electronic devices, pictures, social media posts, and hundreds of written pages.
Writings that describe the shooter's hate. Pure, indiscriminate hate.
Racial, political, and religious hate, along with a, quote, deranged fascination with previous school and mass shootings. The killer's thoughts, investigators say, bound together by a horrific desire.
The shooter was obsessed with the idea of killing children.
This newly released video shows students rushing from the gunfire. A 10-year-old Harper Moisky and 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel didn't get that chance.
We will never be allowed to hold him talk to him, play with him.
Still, his father promising to keep Fletcher's spirit and memory alive.
Please remember Fletcher for the person he was and not the act that ended his life. We love you, Fletcher. You'll always be with us.
A love shared by so many here, and so much stronger, they say, than the vile actions of a killer. Jay Gray, NBC News, Minneapolis.
President Trump ordering all flags lowered to half-staff out of respect for the victims of Wednesday's shooting in Minneapolis. Also, Delaware Governor Matt Meyer directed all state buildings and facilities to lower the Delaware flag to half-staff. Governor released a statement expressing his condolences, saying, quote, "School should always be a place to learn, not to be scared." Officials say this is in effect until sunset on August 31st. New this morning, we do have an update on the Milford home ownership project for 9 new homes in that city. According to Sussex County Habitat for Humanity, 2 homes are in the final construction stage. The expectation is these will get sold in the fall. According to Sussex Habitat, the completion of the entire project is targeted for April 2026. Coming up, weed whacked. The move made by Delaware Governor Meyer that bucks his own Democratic Party. That's next when Coast TV News Midday returns. In Delaware, Governor Meyer going against a large segment of his Democratic Party by vetoing Senate Bill 63 and Senate Bill 75. Now, SB 63 dealt with construction companies and the classification for pay to workers. SB 75 looked to limit county control over marijuana businesses and where they can operate. The governor says he's worried about unintended consequences. The bill was pushed by Democrats in the General Assembly, in part as a response to Sussex County's restrictions. Again, SB 63 dealt with those companies and clarification of workers. While some school districts on Delmarva have already returned to learning for students and others, this is the last weekend they have before classes begin. Cape Henlopen School District, they'll see students return on Wednesday, September 3rd. The Indian River and Wicomico County districts, they welcome students back on September 2nd and 3rd. Milford school calendar says students are back September 2nd. Worcester County Public Schools will see students on that date as well. Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network, 4:30, you can catch Down and Distance. 5:30, it Scoops and Scores. 6 p.m., we got your game of the night. Laurel taking on Arcadia in football. At 9:30 p.m., tune in for 1CW Pro Wrestling. 10:30, you get Nittany Game Week. At 11, it's the final score. So let's go over to the DSM Plus app. You got some exclusives here. All high school football. Brandywine at Mount Pleasant. At 6, Polytech faces off against Early College High School. At 6, also at 6, Seaford and AI DuPont. At 7, Sussex Central battles West Philadelphia. Bob?
Matt, outstanding weather for all those football games and beautiful weather heading into the weekend. 75 in Laurel right now, near 80 this afternoon as it's a warm end to the week. Then another shot of cooler air for the Labor Day holiday weekend and staying dry as well. We want to wish a congratulations to Linda Martin from Lewis on winning a brand new umbrella. From Paul Davis and Coast TV, I'll break down your Labor Day weekend forecast after the break. We're looking at absolutely gorgeous weather heading into the holiday weekend. I don't think we could have scripted a better scenario. Just beautiful out there. Look at our tunnel and razor cam, wall-to-wall sunshine, folks on the beach, sailboats on the beach too. I'm sure they'll get a workout as we go into the afternoon, but we're in the 70s, close to 80 as we go into the afternoon hours and very dry. Here's your storyline for today. I think today is the best beach day of the next several because it'll be the warmest day with dry conditions, and then your holiday weekend is cooler. Lots of sunshine, highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s and 60s, maybe some upper 40s, well inland in Delmarva, and dew points in the 40s, all because of high pressure that will be sitting across the northeast all weekend long, providing highs in the 70s, lows in the 50s with low humidity and remaining dry even beyond Labor Day. And look at the muggy meter. We are at the very bottom. That means we're looking at very comfortable conditions, dew points in the 40s and into into the 50s the next several days, so we keep it very comfortable as we go through Labor Day and then beyond. And temperatures now beautiful, 77 in Redden and Milton, 75 in Gumboro. Bethany beats 76, Lewis at 72 degrees. And we've got a northeast breeze right now at around 7 to 14 miles per hour. That wind shifts to the north behind a cold front that'll move through this afternoon. But ahead of that front, looking at lots of sunshine. And with the cold front back to our north and west, just some clouds right now. This could ring out maybe a sprinkle or two across the mountains. But as that front crosses our area, I think it'll be moisture starved. And then behind it, we're looking at high pressure. And there's that next push of cool air behind this front. And you can see all across the east looking very quiet with high pressure in charge. So Futurecast has us in the 70s to near 80 this afternoon, or at least at the noon hour, and 70s at the beaches. The winds start to pick up later this afternoon as the front builds in with temperatures in the 70s to near 80. Then this evening, make sure you have a jacket with you because we're going to be cooling back from the 60s and into the 50s by Saturday morning. Low 50s, maybe some upper 40s inland areas. Sun and clouds Saturday afternoon. Temperatures still below average into the mid 70s. And then maybe you're heading out to church Sunday morning. We're looking at temperatures once again dipping to near 50 inland areas and some milder 60s at the beaches. And then by Sunday afternoon, maybe a few more clouds, but still very cool. Around 75 in Selbyville, 77 in Salisbury, and even cooler at the beaches. As we'll see, winds start to turn more out of the northwest as we go into the overnight behind that front. And we continue with winds out of the north and northeast pretty much all weekend. It's going to be cool at the beaches with those temperatures below normal. And we remain below normal pretty much for the first week of September beyond Labor Day. So this pattern of very cool weather will continue for some time. 80 in Seaford today, and Georgetown 79 in Laurel. A west breeze up to 15 miles per hour, mostly sunny. For the Eastern Shore, upper 70s from Cambridge to Easton, 80 in Vienna. Salisbury 80 for you, and even lower 80s from Ocean City to Chincoteague. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Gorgeous holiday weekend, highs mid to upper 70s, lows in the 50s. Then upper 70s Tuesday and Wednesday with a mix of sun and clouds. It looks like our next chance to see that will come on Thursday with a high of 81 degrees.
All right, thanks, Bob. Coming up, Kroger cuts what the grocery store chain says it can accomplish by trimming staff. Coast TV News Midday is back after this. Layoffs are hitting the supermarket chain Kroger. The Cincinnati-based retailer told employees this week that it's eliminating nearly 1,000 corporate jobs nationwide. Kroger interim CEO said the cuts will simplify operations and free up money to lower grocery prices, add hours for store employees, and make improvements to the store. Get this, Taco Bell announcing its new Decades Y2K menu. That is a blast from the past. Starting September 9th, customers can enjoy the return of 5 classic menu items. They include the double-decker taco, 7-layer burrito, chili cheese burrito, my personal favorite, Cool Ranch Dorito tacos, and caramel apple empanada. In addition, the fast food chain is adding a new discovery, Luxe Box. Still ahead, surgery for chronic pain, why experts say it's not always needed. Stay with us on Coast TV News Midday. Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. adults reported living with chronic pain. That's according to the CDC. Mandy Gaither shows us why one expert says surgery for pain management should rarely be the first step.
When you're dealing with chronic pain, just getting through the day can be a struggle.
It just prevents them from working, prevents them doing a lot of the things that they like to be doing.
Dr. Brian Braithwaite with Orlando Health Spine Center says instead of seeking care, some may try to deal with the pain, fearing they'll be told that surgery is the answer. But he says that's not always the right one.
Surgery is kind of that last resort. And if you look at statistics, most patients get better. And I'd say probably greater than 80 to 85% of patients with chronic pain get better without ever needing surgery.
Braithwaite says the first step for patients with chronic back and neck pain is to get to the root of the problem. That starts with an x-ray to look at the alignment of the spine. If more information is needed, advanced imaging like a CT scan or MRI are then performed. He says treatment options will vary based on the diagnosis, but could include chiropractic care, massage therapy, dry needling, and acupuncture. For aches or a sprain, he says anti-inflammatory medicines like NSAIDs or other over-the-counter medications could also provide tremendous benefit. And if the pain is keeping a patient up at night, he says muscle relaxers may help.
Quality night of sleep is very important when you have chronic pain because we do want the body's natural mechanisms to kind of kick in and provide some benefit there from a health perspective.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Absolutely gorgeous weather heading into the weekend. Look at all the blue skies and ocean view on the gutter helmet cam, near 80 this afternoon. And we're ending the week warm, but then it's a little cooler heading into the holiday weekend. Mild days and cool nights on the way. Remember to call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone for your latest forecast. 443-880-9100 is the number. Sponsored by Brockstead Mandalis Federico. Your 10-day forecast is coming up next.
Blood Bank of Delmarva is continuing its Blood for a Brew campaign with blood drives at breweries and coffee shops. The Blood Bank says summer's typically a hard time for blood collection due to school breaks and vacations, and you can donate blood at Crooked Hammock today in Lewis from noon to 5. Bob?
Matt, big getaway day for the holiday weekend, and this Friday looking beautiful. Sunshine this afternoon, upper 70s to near 80 degrees. Then we get a cold front coming in tonight, and it cools down into the mid-50s. And then Saturday, Sunday, and Labor Day on your Paul Davis 10-day forecast in the mid-70s, lows in the 50s. And we keep it dry into early next week with upper 70s. Next rain chance comes on Thursday, 81, maybe some storms on Friday, and then the first full weekend of September looking good. Mix of sun and clouds, a high of 79 Saturday, 75 on Sunday.
All right, thanks, Bob, and thank you for watching us here on Coast TV News Midday. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app, and don't forget to join us later for Coast TV News at 5. Until then, have a great Friday, everybody.